Hello guys, good to see you back. Once again, I am back with a new project related Python Tkinter GUI development. And today in this project, we are going to build a alarm clock GUI using Tkinter. If I talk about its feature, here we can set alarm in this format: hour, minute and second, and live digital clock, alarm notification pop-up, alarm sound, and beginner-friendly logic. It is not a very complex GUI project, but in this project I would like to introduce you a new concept, which is threading. Using threading technique, we are going to run alarm check in background. It is one of the most important concept in GUI, that's why I select this project. So as you can see, we are in my Visual Studio Code editor. At first, I'm going to import the important modules that we need. First, I am going to import Tkinter module as tk. So I'm going to type import Tkinter as tk. Then after that, I am going to import message box. So I'm going to type from Tkinter, I want to import message box. With that, I want to import date and time. So here I'm going to type from date time, I want to import date time module. After that, I'm going to import another important module, the most important module, threading. So I'm going to type import threading. It's an inbuilt module from Python. And then after that, I'm going to import time module. Import time. Using time module, we can add delays. And using threading module, we can run alarm checking in the background. And using threading, it's run alarm checking in the background, and it's a very important one. And as you know, using datetime module, we can get current system time. And we are working on Windows operating system, so we are able to use system sound also. For that, we need to import another module, and our module name is WinSound. So type import WinSound. It is for Windows sound. No extra install needed for this one if you are using Windows operating system. Now after import the all necessary modules, let's start to create the GUI design. So at that section, we are going to start the GUI design. At first, I'm going to create the root object using tk class. So I'm going to type root equal to tk.tk. And then I'm going to set title to this root object. So here I'm going to type root.title equal to alarm clock. So here I'm going to set root.title inside the round braces alarm clock. Then I'm going to set the geometry. I don't need large interface. I need small one. That's why I'm going to set geometry 300 by 200. And also I'm going to make resizable false. So you are not able to resize this application in. And at last, to keep the window open, I'm going to run the main loop, root.main loop. And between it, I'm going to start coding. After set this file, if I run this code in my terminal, this is how our interface look like. Now let's add the widgets and elements. Now let's add a clock label. For that, I'm going to define a variable, and our variable name is clock label. Clock label equal to tk.label. And inside the round braces, I'm going to place this label in the root window, root. Then I'm going to set font, and here I want to apply Arial font. Arial font size is 30 and foreground color is blue. In that label, I'm going to print the exact current time, and it's going to continuously update the time using a function. After that, I'm going to pack this label, clock label.pack method, and at y-axis direction, I use some padding. It is the clock label where I'm going to print the current time. Then we need to create alarm label. So here I'm going to type alarm label equal to tk.label, and we place this in a root window, and our text is set alarm. And we need to set alarm in that format, hour, minute and second. After that, I'm going to pack this label. After that, we need to create an input section for this alarm. We need to take an entry field. So here I'm going to type alarm entry equal to tk.entry field, and we place this entry field inside the root window, and we set font Arial 14 pixel, and we place this text and we place this one center of this window. Justify center. Then also we need to pack this entry field. So type alarm dot. So I type alarm entry dot pack method, and at y-axis direction I use 5 pixel padding. Then I'm going to set this code and run this code in my terminal. This is how our structure look like. Then below it I want to add a button that going to set the alarm. After that I'm going to define a button, and for that I'm going to define set button variable set button equal to tk.button class, and we place this button inside the root window, and our button text is set alarm. Then we pack this button. For that I'm going to type set button dot pack method, this one, and I'm going to set this one. Next I'm going to define a function, and I'm going to define a function called set alarm. So I'm going to type def, and our function name is set alarm. For now, inside this function I'm going to type pass, and I'm going to call that function when I press the button. So here I'm going to type after comma command equal to set alarm method, and I'm going to set this one. So we are almost done with our GUI structure. Now we need to work on the functions, how we can get current date and time, how we can set the alarms, etc., and how we can play the sound from our system, etc. So let's back to the code and jump into the function section. At first we need to update the digital clock time. We need to update that label with current time. For that, here I'm going to define a function, and our function name is update clock, def update clock. Then inside that function we need to get current date and time from the datetime module. For that I'm going to type current underscore time equal to, from datetime module I want to extract current date and time. So I'm going to type datetime.now dot strf time, and we need the time in that format, hour, minute and second. Now after extract the current time from this module, datetime module, we need to update this label. For that we need to use configure method. Let me show you how. So type clock label clock underscore label dot configure, and I want to configure the text attribute, text variable, text equal to current time. Also we need to update this one after every 1 second. For that, here I'm going to type root dot after method, after every 1000 millisecond, I mean 1 second, it's going to call this function update clock and update the time. So after every 1000 millisecond, after every 1 second, it's going to call this function update clock. Then we need to call the function update clock at the end. Let me show you. So before the main loop, I'm going to call this one update clock and save this one. Now to save that file, if I run this code in my terminal, you can see in my GUI it print the current day, it print the current time. It print the current time in hour, minute and second format. Now let's back to the set alarm function. We need to work on it. So at first I'm going to remove the pass keyword, and we need to get the data from the entry field, this entry label. For that, here I'm going to define a variable, and our variable name is alarm time. Alarm time equal to alarm entry dot get method. Using get method we are going to get the number. Next I'm going to set a if condition. If alarm time equal to blank empty, then inside this if condition I want to return a warning message. Here I want to show a error warning message. So I'm going to type message box dot show warning, and our window name is error, and in our message I want to display please enter alarm time. So if we leave it blank and press the button, then it's going to show that. Then I'm going to return the message, return. Then after that I'm going to define another function to check the alarm. So here I'm going to type def check alarm, and as an input this function going to take alarm time. Then check alarm, and as parameter I'm going to pass the alarm time. Then inside this function I'm going to run a loop. I'm going to run a while loop. So I'm going to type while true. Then inside this while loop I am going to get the current time again. And to store the current time I'm going to define current time equal to datetime.now method dot strf time format, and we extract the current time and save it in that variable. Now we need to compare them. Here we need to compare current time with user input time. So I'm type if current time equal to alarm time, then inside this if condition I want to play beep sound. For that we are going to play beep sound from win sound. So type win sound dot beep method beep, and inside the round braces I want to play sound of 1000 Hz frequency. So to pass 1000, and then we need to define for how long I want to play the sound, and I want to play the sound for 2 seconds. So I'm going to pass 2000 millisecond. So after match the condition and play the sound, I want to show a message. I want to display a message. So I'm type message box dot show info, and here I'm type here our window name is alarm, and our message is wake up, alarm ringing. And then I'm going to use break keyword. Break. I want to break the loop because we use break to stop the loop so it rings on new ones. Otherwise, it's continuously ring this alarm again and again. And next, we need to check the time every second. So outside this if condition, here I'm going to type time.sleep, and I pass 1 second. It's going to check the current time every second. Also, it's reduce CPU usage. Now let's back to the set alarm function. Now we need to confirm to the user that the alarm is set. For that, here outside the if condition I want to show a information message. So I'm going to type message box dot show info, and our window name is set alarm, and here I use f string set alarm for alarm time, the exact alarm time user pass. Now you might have think, let's run the code and check it is work properly or not. It's not going to work. There is no problem in my code, but still it is not going to play the alarm. Let me show you. So after set the file, if I run this code in my terminal, and here you can see the time, and I want to set alarm at 11:26:45 second, and I'm going to press set alarm button, and as you can see alarm is set, and we need to wait for that time. Now you can see the time is passed, but still it do not play the alarm because without threading the app would hang while waiting for the alarm. Now what is threading? You can compare threading with a worker. Basically, you need to create a background worker that continuously check the alarm time without freezing the GUI and automatically stop when the app closes. I know again it sounds confusing. Let's learning it by doing. At first, I'm going to create a threading object inside that set alarm function. For that, I'm going to define a variable called t. T equal to threading. From the threading, here I want to use thread function. This class, thread class. Then we need to set some parameter. Our target is check alarm, and as an arg, here I pass alarm time. Using it, here I create a threading object, but it is not start yet. Threading.thread creates a separate execution path as a background worker, and target equal to check alarm tell Python when thread starts run the function check alarm. So instead of call check alarm function directly, which is going to freeze the GUI, we are use threading. Here we are saying that run the check alarm function in the background. And this arg passes alarm time to this function. Arg equal to alarm time, it's going to pass the alarm time to this function as parameter. Because when I call that function, we need to pass this argument. That's why as an args, we pass this time. Now you might have questioned why I use that comma after it. And after comma, there is no other data. Why is that? When I pass an arg, it must be a tuple. If there is one argument, in our case alarm time, it is an one argument, you must add comma after that. So this line means when we are going to start the thread, it's going to call this function checkalarm, nothing else. After that, we need a helper thread. For that, we need to create a daemon thread. So here I'm going to type t.daemon equal to true. Now what is that? A daemon thread is a background helper thread. If the main program is closed, then daemon thread automatically stops. And if we do not set it, your program might not close properly. So this line means if the app close, stop the thread automatically, nothing else. And it is the very important step when we work with GUI application. After that, we need to starting the thread. For that, just we need to type t.start method, nothing else. Now, it's going to run this function in a separate execution flow. And it's not going to block the GUI application again. If we do not use it, it can block our main window, it can freeze the window, also it make the app unresponsive. Threading solves this by running the loop in the background. Threading is the new concept that I want to introduce you in that tutorial. That's why I use the alarm clock project. Now let's set the file and run this code in our terminal. Now I'm going to set in another alarm at 11:41 and at 15 seconds. Then I'm going to set the alarm at that time. So I'm going to press set alarm button and I'm going to press OK. Now after it reached the exact time, it's going to play the alarm. It's going to play the beep sound in my desktop. So as you can see, it played the beep sound for 2 seconds and it also returned this information message, wake up, alarm ringing. So we successfully create this alarm clock project. I hope the concept is clear for you. Now if I pass an empty field and try to set this alarm, it's going to show a warning message. Please enter alarm time. So our program is worked perfectly. I hope now it's clear for you. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.